Hi everyone, welcome to today's Gentle Fit class. I'm Cassie and I have a little announcement to make. Someone in our class, her name is Jan, she just came back today after only 4 weeks ago having a knee replacement. She's 82 and she's already working her way down the stairs, and it's because she's in such great shape. She's an avid walker all the time. Yay, Jan. Welcome back. You're welcome. All right, in today's class we will be doing exercises for balance, and I know we're using a chair, but a chair is just a tool. It's not the end, it's just a temporary tool. So towards the end of the class we'll be getting up a little bit, and I hope you get up as well and just challenge your boundaries and your perceived limitations. The idea is to get stronger from this class so that you can move on and do bigger and better things. All right, sitting very forward on your seat, have your feet out in front of you. Let's just start by having nice wide legs. I like to push down, put a little weight down through the thighs, and we'll lift your heels and down. Good. My toes are a little far forward, so if I pull them back just about an inch or so, when I get my heels up, I have a nice straight line from knee to the ball of the foot. The ball of the foot is that thicker pad right under your big toe, and the goal would be to have a nice straight line with the ankle in between. If you have shoes on, you won't get as much range of motion as if you have your shoes off. And if you're new and you don't hardly ever take your shoes off or think of exercising your feet, then just do maybe half of the reps that we do and use less force. All right, holding the heels up nice and high. Let's grip the mat with your toes. Try to find your toe strength, and then release, flex and point. Good. As I said, today's class is about balance. You may be wondering why we're seated and exercising our feet. It's because your feet are loaded with sensory nerves, and those sensory nerves are part of your body awareness, your spatial awareness, and communicating to your brain what kind of surface you're on and many other messages. So if you want to improve your balance, you have to work with your feet. Good. Lift and lift. Feet slightly in front of you, and we'll lift the front of the feet. This will work your shins and the top of your feet, and then I'll lift your heel. If any of you have ever broken your arm or a leg and you've had to wear a cast for those 6 weeks, you take it off and then you notice that your muscles are weaker. Maybe one side is stronger than the other. Maybe you can't completely open up the joint. Well, that's a similar thing that occurs from wearing shoes so many hours a day, so many years of your life. And your ankle mobility gets greatly reduced, and because things just happen incrementally, you don't realize how much range of motion you've lost and how much strength you've lost, because it just happens one cell at a time. Sometimes when I do exercises, I'll have older people say to me, "You don't need to do that." And I do, because you're never really sure of when those first cells have died. I mean, is it when you're 30, 40? And you certainly don't want to wait until after if you can start sooner. So I like to start sooner and make sure I don't lose any abilities or strength. And let's switch the other side. I think once you know you've already lost range of motion or you're having pain or weakness, it's easy to convince yourself to do exercises, or at least easier than when you think you've still got full mobility. Right. But we all need to do daily maintenance, and that's why it's more of a daily maintenance fitness. Let's point fast. Good. And it doesn't matter if your knees are crossed or if your legs are crossed at all. You could just sit here and do this as well. And now sit up tall, so we're killing two birds with one stone. We're exercising your core as well as your ankle and shin. So you don't have to go as fast as I'm going, like this, but I would like you to do a full, powerful extension. And then once you get that, then try to maybe go faster. All right, now let's pull. Good. Pull and hold. You're going to feel this warming up all through here. And now a little quicker. Pull, 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 pull. Pull in your stomach. And you might start breathing heavier as your muscles are demanding more oxygen. And that's quite fine. Just breathe. Pull, 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 pull. Already I can feel the ankle getting warmer, the shin getting warmer, the top of the foot. You might feel it in your elbow. You never know, really, when someone might say, why am I feeling it back here? It's just, wherever you tend to tighten or where your weaknesses are. All right, pull and hold one more time. Cameron's getting tired. He's my favorite one to make fun of. He's my cameraman and my hubby. Oh, and he's got his shoes on too. Naughty, naughty. Point fast. You can do this, watching TV. It's not really exciting. Or anytime you're sitting around. Point fast. Good. And then point and hold. Inhale. Exhale. Sit up tall. Lift your chest. Keep pointing. Now keep your foot pointed as much as you can and try to just pull the toes up while you're pointing the foot. Good. Now point the whole foot again and flex quickly. Sitting up tall, getting our heads squarely up over our shoulders. Stomach's pulled in, shoulders back. And by the way, we're not reclining against the chair back. We're using our core muscles to hold us up. All right, let's slow it down a little bit. Pull, 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 pull. Oh yeah, now we're doing the pull as opposed to just the point. Pull. Good, and a few more pointing fasts. As if you're trying to really affect something, hitting it with some strong force. All right, one more circle and reverse. Good job. All right, extend. Okay, right leg, if you're mirroring me, extend. I turn a little bit so I'm not completely committed with my hind end in the chair. And now rotate. The ball in the socket. Good. So tightness equals weakness. I can ask a high school student to do certain stretches, or if they stretch and they say, oh, I'm tight. So tightness doesn't just occur to people that are getting old. But what they don't realize is, when the coach is asking them to stretch, say before football practice or volleyball practice, and they dread it and they're avoiding it, what they don't realize is their performance is hindered by their tightness. They will perform better by being vigilant with their stretching. But usually the way we stretch is very uncomfortable and it just makes you want to avoid it. The idea of just pressing hard into a stretch and grimacing and holding it until you get tears coming out of your eyes, that's not how we do it here. We go into stretches incrementally with gentle repetitions and lots of breathing. Good. And it really, really helps your body to release and lengthen the muscles. Good. All right, sitting up. We'll do a couple lifts, knee lifts, hip flexor strengtheners, and quadriceps strengtheners. Lift, lift. Hold it here. Let's bring the knee to the foot to center, knee to the side. Okay? Lift, as if there's a string pulling you right from the ankle. Lift, lift. Maybe move it a little bit more to the side, still trying to keep the foot closer than the knee. All right, other leg. So first we'll do straight lifts. Remember to use your stomach to help you pull it up, and then look down to make sure you're not pushing the belly muscles forward. You're pulling the belly muscles in. All right. Now let's move the ankle to the inside, knee to the outside, even if it's just a little bit. It's just a beginning. Lift, lift. The next time, and the next time, and the next time after that, it'll get better. Now let's try to move this knee a little bit out to the side, still trying to keep the ankle more forward. All right, last one. Very good job. Widen those feet, and now we'll drop a knee in, keeping your hind end in touch with the chair, and open, switch. Good. Good. If you feel like you're at a limit, maybe sooner than you want to be, adjust your foot placement. Maybe you'll get a little bit more rotation from the hip socket if your foot is further away, or just adjust. Good. Good. All right. Let's sit up. Make sure your knees are like a V right out from your hips. We'll start seated nice and tall, and then I'd like you to close your eyes. Inhale, exhale, and as you do this, you might have to make your feet wider or more in front. Feel free to adjust. So with your eyes closed, we will begin rotating our shoulders in a circle that's just outside of where our hips are. So you'll make a circle to the left and the back and the right and the front. And then pause anytime you think your equilibrium is making you dizzy, just pause. Okay, inhale, exhale. Then ask yourself, wherever you are, just pause a moment, ask yourself where your head is. Is it maybe to one side or straight? If you think your head is straight, take your hands and put them up on the sides of your head. And see if your head is tipped more to one side than the other, because your hands will tell you a different story than your brain, because you've gotten accustomed to wrong being right. Now let's put one hand behind your head and neck and see if there's a nice straight line continuing from your base of your neck up to the back of your head. Okay, so we don't want to have an unusual overarching of the head falling forward. All right, put your hands back down at your sides or lightly resting on the top of your thighs. And now let's reverse our circle. Once again, if at any point you get dizzy, stop, take a deep breath, and if it doesn't go away, just open your eyes. This is something that you can practice just a teeny bit each day, and hopefully it will improve. And when we stop, let's stop leaning slightly forward of vertical. Try to make that head neutral, meaning you're not overarching it or over sagging the neck. Shoulders are back. Okay, now open your eyes and look at the floor. And then, are you in the position you thought you would be in? Okay, let's sit up. And good. So that body awareness is part of your balance. It's called proprioception. And often our perception of where our body parts are in relation to our other body parts or space, sometimes our perception is different from reality. So practicing that will help with your balance. Especially for those of us that don't look where we're going, or you're walking in a dark spot, or you get distracted. All right, so hands on your hips. Let's tuck that tailbone and arch. Tuck the tailbone and arch. All right. Part of balance as well is single leg strengthening exercises to make sure each leg is strong and as strong as the other leg. So as you turn to the right in your chair, have your hind end half on, half off the seat. It's okay to hook your arm around the back and then let this just hang with gravity pulling down on your leg. Now get your toes under you with your back foot and make sure your front heel is under your knee. Good. So without standing up yet, let's just lean out and sit back up. So right now we're stretching your hips. Use your back foot to push you forward and then sit back up. Good. Push you forward. So hopefully your shoulders are about in line with your knee. We're still here. We're still leaning forward without using your hands to push. Hands are only for balance. I'd like you to take an experimental push with both feet and reset. Okay? Experiment. Press. And if you're not coming off the seat, that's okay. You are at least activating your muscles. And it's a beginning. And press. Good. The further forward you are with this leg, the harder it'll be. So just keep trying to extend. So we're up. If you're somebody whose legs are still pretty close, then once you're up, just start squiggling that foot back a little further. You might find you can hold this position easier. Good. All right. Let's not move our feet and our legs, but let's lean a little bit forward. Really good. Notice my knee did not move. It was all from the hips. This one's hard. Now let's bring our torso up. Good. Lean it forward. We're stretching those muscles on the back of your hind end and the back of your legs. And up. One more time. Exhale. Lean it over. And back up. As we sit down, think about where your feet are touching the floor and squeeze your feet. Squeeze your leg muscles. Control every centimeter to the seat. Excellent. Good. Let's go the other way. All right. So once again, we're not going to push with the hands. Half on, half off the seat. That way, if you suddenly fall down, you have the chair under you. Ankles under the knee. And then let's stretch this leg back using your toes. We'll just do a few leaning forwards and back. As you do this, don't let your shoulders drop and your chest collapse in. Stick the chest out. Exhale. Inhale. This is a really nice stretch, especially for that leg that's on the chair still. Over and up. Inhale. Exhale. Let's hold it here. We'll do this experimental press through 2 feet. Okay? It's explosive. And down. Explode. Good. Hopefully by now you're getting a little bit off that seat. Okay, extend. If you start with a bend in the knee, as you get up, try squiggling that foot back. It's a nice stretch. And down. Inhale. Explode. Good. Inhale. Explode and hold this time. Try to find a comfortable spot for both your legs. Okay, don't let your knee go forward for this next move. Imagine there's a wall here. Lean forward from your hips. Feel it, you'll feel it in the back of this front leg and up. This is a big, hard move, so if you're at least trying it, give yourself a hand because it's not easy. Exhale, whew. Inhale. And now, get back into a tall position with your torso. Stomach's in. Grip your bottom. Lower, teeny tiny bit. See, I'm not going to just collapse and fall if I can help it. Very good. Well done. Whew. Good work, everybody. Just know you're strengthening weak muscles, and those weak muscles are giving you grief. Okay, they want to be strong. And I think it can be tricky finding which muscles are weak, so working your whole body is the best plan. Let's go again to the right. Okay? All right, you already know the setup. You can do it. Ready? All right, so you've got your feet in place. Lean over, explode, hold. Let's get your torso up. And then we'll do 5 bounces where you barely feel the seat right behind your hind end and up. If your foot is under the chair, it's going to be harder. Up, down, and up. Squeeze your back leg, your hind end of your back leg. Down, press, down, press. And then we'll take about a 10-second. 1, as we lower. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't let your weight all the way down yet. 8, 9, and completely commit. Other side. If your foot's under like that, it's going to be harder, especially on your knees. So have your ankle under your knee. Ready? And explode. Good. Hold it here. All right. A little bounce. 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold it up. And then a 10-second descent. Even if you get to the chair before I do, don't completely allow your weight to rest in the seat. Squeeze your bottom. Push yourself a little bit longer and relax. Good job. Okay, so for this portion of the workout, we are going to actually get up out of the chair and stand off to the right side. All right, so if this is for balance, we have to do some practice standing and expand the length of time that you stand. So reach out. Good. Push with those heels. Good. Push. Now we will get up slowly and carefully. A couple of you are like this. Without moving your feet, open the knees. A little wider if you can. We want the knees in line with the feet. You don't have to make your feet wider. That's a real common misunderstanding of what I'm getting at. Just open the knees. Push, slow, slow. Stomach in. Good. All right. Push your weight backwards. Reach slightly forward with only the hands. Okay. I'm going to bend my knees. Push through my heels to keep the butt back over the chair. When you feel the seat just barely behind your legs, stop and come up. Good. Inhale, exhale, reach it back. And last time we'll explode and scoot over to the right side of your chair. Good. If you struggle for standing for any period of time, I can understand why you do the chair class, but every day challenge yourself to stand a little bit longer, okay? So let's stand with your feet fairly wide. Your hand will be right over the top of the seat, so you're not going to fall. Let's put all your weight over your left foot, okay? Your toes can remain in contact the entire time with the floor if you know that you're a person that struggles. Just putting all your weight over one leg, this hold right here is exercise. It's conditioning you to be stronger in your hip, in your ankle. All right, now just stand here, and if you guys are a little more advanced, you can close your eyes. If you're just beginning to try to work on your balance, then keep your eyes open, okay? And in between to keeping your eyes open and keeping your eyes closed, if you're ready for some in-between challenge, would be to keep your fingers in contact with the seat, not gripping, just in contact, and then to close your eyes and see what happens. I know right away I could sense in myself a little bit of an adjustment. It was, you know, I wasn't afraid, but I could tell that my brain had to think differently. Good. And then you won't have to tell your body to take your toes off the floor. That will just naturally occur when your standing leg is very stable and comfortable. Okay. And it's a lot to do all at once, so let's open the eyes. Toes are in contact with the floor. Good. Experiment with lifting just the toe. And if you did not immediately fall back, then you're at the right difficulty. Don't push it yet. My hip, my standing hip is getting kind of challenged. Pull your stomach in. Try to bring your head and neck over your shoulders. That will make it easier for your body to balance. And put just the toes down and come back. A few circles, hip circles. We're leaving this hip especially. Let's push your weight all the way over into your left hip. One arm up, one arm down to deepen the stretch. Pull in your stomach and come out of it. All right, let's walk around to the other side of your chair. Same thing. Now, it's not a competition, and you do not have to do exactly what I'm doing. Try to pause at whatever modification you're at. So, wide feet, hand is over the top of the seat. Shift your weight over that right leg. Keep your toes in contact with the floor. All right, so this is stage one. Okay. So for many of us, this is just where you need to stay for a while until you know you could easily hold this pause for 5 minutes. All right. You can put your hand on the seat for anybody that wants the next stage. Hand on the seat, or this is the chair back. Now close your eyes. We're still holding the same position. So that's stage 2 of difficulty. And these stages are meant to be done like a month at a time, not all in one class. So you can come back to this video over and over and do it with different stages as you get better. All right. So for those of you that want the next stage, you could keep your eyes closed and remove your hand from the seat, or the chair back, the chair. The next stage after that would be to just pick the toes slightly up off the floor and see how it goes. And if it's not going well, if your body rocks over and puts that foot down, lower your hand and touch the chair. And then lift the leg up and see how if your brain gets a little, you feel maybe slightly dizzy, then you want to reduce and go back to a lower stage. Open your eyes. Good. And at any rate, you've definitely strengthened this hip and this leg, even if none of the other ones were right for you yet. All right, and down. Circle with those hips. Come back to this class often if you want your balance to improve. We have to start from the feet and strengthen, working our sensory organs more than just your sight and that equilibrium in your head. It's your whole body. So plan tomorrow's class, and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much.